So when you're ready, just coming into a comfortable seated position with the legs crossed, taking the hands to heart and closing the eyes. So you start to bring your complete focus now to the breath. Longer, deeper inhales and exhales through the nose, one after another. And we'll open today's class with one Om all together. Inhaling through the nose. Just taking a moment here to set an intention for today's practice. That intention could be anything. Maybe the reason you rolled your mat out today. And when you're ready, gently opening the eyes as you place the hands on the mat in front of you. Starting to step the feet back, coming into a high plank. Exhaling to low plank. Inhaling upward dog. Exhaling downward dog. Inhaling and stepping the feet to the hands, looking up halfway. Exhaling and folding forward. Inhaling, coming all the way up, stretching the arms out wide, palms together, gazing past the thumbs, and exhaling to Samasthiti. Just taking a moment here as we start to spread the toes, getting a firm base through the feet, big toes together, heels slightly apart, arms to the side. We'll start today with 3 rounds of Sun Salutation A. Inhaling the arms up, gazing past the thumbs, exhaling and folding forward. Inhaling, looking up halfway, straightening the spine, and exhaling, stepping or jumping the feet back, high plank to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Staying here 5 counts, long, deep breaths through the nose. Spreading the fingers, pressing down through the hands and fingers. So you lift the tailbone towards the sky, keeping the gaze on the toes, the knees, or the navel. It's 4, 5. Inhaling and stepping or jumping the feet to the hands, looking up halfway. Exhaling and folding forward. Inhaling, coming all the way up, gazing past the thumbs, and exhaling to Samasthiti. Just taking a moment again to readjust the feet. We'll do 2 more rounds. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, looking up halfway, straightening the spine, and exhaling, stepping or jumping the feet back. High plank to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. If you need to in your downward facing dog, taking as much of a bend in the knees as you need. If you have the heels lifted, that's completely fine. Long, deep breaths here. It's 4, 5. Inhaling and stepping or jumping the feet to the hands, looking up halfway. Exhaling and folding forward. Inhaling, coming all the way up, gazing past the thumbs, and exhaling to Samasthiti. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, looking up halfway, and exhaling, Chaturanga Dandasana, high plank to low plank. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Again, keeping the breath long and deep through the nose, spreading the fingers, pressing down through the hands and fingers. It's 3, 4, 5. Inhaling and stepping or jumping the feet to the hands, looking up halfway. Exhaling and folding forward. Inhaling, coming all the way up, gazing past the thumbs, and exhaling to Samasthiti. Again, just taking a moment to readjust the feet, big toes together, heels slightly apart, as we'll come now into 3 rounds of Sun Salutation B. Squeezing the feet and knees together, bending the knees, inhaling, scooping to chair pose. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, looking up halfway, straightening the spine, and exhaling, stepping or jumping the feet back, high plank to low plank, Chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. Exhaling downward dog. Inhaling and stepping the right foot in between the hands, knee stacked on ankle, taking the left foot down to the mat, lifting all the way up into warrior one, gazing past the thumbs. Exhaling and folding forward, chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling upward dog. Exhaling downward dog. Inhaling the left foot between the hands, knee stacked on ankle, coming into warrior one, virabhadrasana. Exhaling and folding forward, chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling upward dog. Exhaling downward dog. Again, we'll stay here 5 counts. As you feel the body starting to warm up, now slowly starting to draw the heels back towards the mat. Otherwise, starting to straighten those knees out just a little bit. It's 4, 5. Inhaling and stepping or jumping the feet to the hands, looking up halfway. Exhaling and folding forward. Inhaling and scooping into chair pose, Utkatasana. And exhaling to Samastihini. Again, just taking a moment to readjust the feet. We'll do 2 more rounds. Inhaling to chair pose. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, looking up halfway, and exhaling, chaturanga dandasana, high plank to low plank. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling the right foot between the hands, coming into warrior one, virabhadrasana. Exhaling and folding forward, chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling the left foot between the hands, knee stacked on ankle, coming into warrior one, virabhadrasana. Exhaling, folding forward, chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling and stepping or jumping the feet to the hands, looking up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, scooping to chair pose, Utkatasana, and exhaling to Samastihini. Inhaling to chair pose. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, looking up halfway, and exhaling, chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling the right foot between the hands, knee stacked on ankle, coming into warrior one, virabhadrasana. Exhaling, folding forward, chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling the left foot between the hands, coming into warrior one, virabhadrasana. Exhaling, folding forward, chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. For this last downward dog, if you like, pedaling the feet out side to side, stretching through the calves, the hamstrings. Long, deep breaths through the nose still here. It's 4, 5. Inhaling and stepping or jumping the feet to the hands, looking up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, scooping to chair pose, and exhaling to Samastihini. Inhaling and stepping the feet about hip width apart, big toes pointing slightly in. Exhaling here and inhaling the arms all the way up, reaching the fingers to the sky as you exhale, folding forward, either taking the hands to shins or clasping the big toes with pointer and thumb. Inhaling, looking up, exhaling and folding forward. Relaxing the neck, the shoulders here. It's okay if you have a slight bend in the knees here, taking as much as you need. Inhaling, looking up halfway, and either repeating the same or taking the fingers underneath the toes or the feet, and exhaling, folding forward. Again, long, deep breaths through the nose. Inhaling, looking up halfway. Exhaling, the hands to hips. Inhaling, coming all the way back up, and exhaling to Samastihini. Inhaling the arms up, gazing past the thumbs. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, looking up halfway, and exhaling, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling the right leg up, three-legged dog, straightening the leg, pointing the toes. Lifting that leg as high as you can. Long, deep breath still here, spreading the fingers, pressing down through the hands and fingers. Exhaling, bending the knee, squeezing the foot towards the hips as you open the hips up towards the wall if you'd like to, gazing onto your right armpit here. And either staying here or dropping the right foot all the way back to reverse tabletop, reaching the right arm to the sky, pressing those hips as high as you can. Not forgetting to breathe. That's 4, 5. Exhaling, high plank to low plank, Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling the left leg up, three-legged dog, straightening the leg, pointing the toes. Again, lifting that leg as high as you can. Long, deep breaths. Exhaling, bending the knee, squeezing the foot to the hips, opening the hips up. This time, if you'd like to, gazing under the left armpit. And either staying here or dropping the foot all the way back to reverse tabletop, pressing those hips as high as you can still here. It's 4, 5. Exhaling, Chaturanga Dandasana, high plank to low plank. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Again, just pedaling the feet out here for a moment, side to side. Inhaling, stepping the right foot in between the hands, knee stacked on ankle, taking the left foot down to the mat, lifting all the way up into your warrior one, palms together, gazing past the thumbs. Keeping that front knee stacked on ankle, having everything facing towards the short end of the mat here. Planting both feet hard into the mat, getting a strong base, strong breath, strong gaze in our warrior one. Exhaling the arms out wide into warrior two, making any adjustments you need to here. Gazing over the fingers. Strong breath here, feeling strong in your warrior. Inhaling the right palm facing up, reversing the warrior to half moon. Keeping that front knee stacked on ankle, the weight even on both feet. And exhaling, scooping all the way forward, Chaturanga Dandasana, high plank to low plank. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling, stepping the left foot in between the hands, knee stacked on ankle, coming into warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Again, strong base through the feet. Strong breath. Strong gaze past the thumb. Exhaling the arms out wide to warrior two. Gazing over the fingers. Feeling strong in your warrior here. Inhaling the left palm facing up, reversing the warrior to half moon. Keeping that breath long and deep still here, not losing the breath. And exhaling, scooping all the way forward, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling here and exhaling, coming forward into a high plank. As you start to draw weight onto your left hand and your left foot, inhaling, coming over into a left side plank. Taking the right arm up. If this is too much, taking the left knee to the mat, lifting those hips as high as you can. If you feel you can take it further, feel free to lift that top foot up, even if it's just a bit. If you could like to, taking your gaze up towards the thumb, that's 4, 5, exhaling, high plank, drawing weight onto your right hand and right foot, inhaling to your variation of right side plank. Again, if you'd like to, taking the gaze up to the thumb, lifting those hips as high as you can. It's 4, 5, exhaling, high plank, holding here 5 counts, long deep breaths, making sure the shoulders are over the wrist, keeping that body as straight and strong as you can. And exhaling, Chaturanga, inhaling, upward dog, exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling onto the toes and exhaling to child's pose, resting it out here for a moment. Inhaling, downward facing dog. Exhaling here and inhaling, stepping or jumping the feet to the hands, looking up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, coming all the way up, gazing past the thumbs, and exhaling to Samasthiti. Inhaling, stepping the right foot out wide, taking the hands to hips, big toes pointing slightly in. Making sure you have a good distance here between the feet, not too close, not too far apart. Big toes pointing slightly in towards each other, helping us engage all the front of our legs. Inhaling, the arms out wide. Exhaling, the hands to hips. Inhaling, lifting the chest, gazing up, and keeping the hands on the hips. Exhaling, folding forward as you squeeze the shoulder blades and elbows towards each other, behind the back. Again, long, deep breaths, just taking as much of a bend in the knees here as you need to. Just making sure you're not hyperextending the knee, that you do have that micro bend in the knee still. Inhaling, coming all the way back up. And exhaling here. Inhaling, the arms out wide. Exhaling, clasping the hands behind the back. Inhaling, straightening the elbows, gazing to the sky, and exhaling, folding forward, taking the hands as far as you can over your head now. Trying to make sure most of the weight's coming onto the balls of the feet here. We don't have too much weight dropping back on the heels. On each exhale, trying to drop that little bit further forward. Inhaling, coming all the way back up. And exhaling, the hands to hips. Inhaling, the arms out wide. Exhaling, the hands to hips. Inhaling, lifting the chest, gazing up. And exhaling, folding forward. This time either taking the hands to shins or clasping the big toes with pointer and thumb. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, folding forward. No matter where you are, trying to take the elbows out wide. Continuing to pull forward with the chest here. Long, deep breaths through the nose. Inhaling, looking up halfway. Exhaling, the hands to hips. Inhaling, coming all the way back up. And exhaling here. Inhaling, the arms out wide. And exhaling to Samasthiti. So you start to spread the toes, getting a firm base through the feet before we come into some balances here. For our first balance, taking your left hand to your left hip, drawing weight onto the left foot. Inhaling the right knee up, clasping the knee, squeezing the knee to chest, lifting that knee as high as you can, pointing the toes down. Now you can either stay here, just making sure the knee is higher than the hip here. Otherwise, if you'd like to take it further, clasping the big toe with pointer and thumb, starting to straighten the leg out in front of you. Coming into whichever variation suits you today. Strong focus on a point in front of you to help keep your balance. Inhaling the foot or the knee out wide. If you have the hand on the knee, taking the hand inside the knee, pressing the knee out wide. Again, making sure that knee's higher than the hip still here. Chest lifted. Inhaling the foot or knee to center, hands to hips, straightening the leg, pointing the toes, lifting that leg as high as you can. Little bit higher. That's 3, 4, higher. 5, exhaling, releasing the foot. Taking the right hand to right hip, now drawing weight onto the right foot. Inhaling the left knee up, clasping the knee, squeezing the knee to chest, pointing the toes down. Again, either staying here if you'd like to, clasping big toe with pointer and thumb, straightening the leg out in front of you. Whichever variation suits you today. Strong focus. Chest lifted, inhaling the foot or the knee out wide. Long, deep breaths. Inhaling the foot or knee to center, hands to hips, straightening the leg, pointing the toes, lifting that leg as high as you can. Little bit higher. It's 4, 5, exhaling, releasing the foot, just rocking back and forward on the feet, massaging the feet gently here before our next balance. For our next balance, we're coming into our tree pose, starting to draw weight onto the left foot. You can either take the right heel above the left ankle, the right foot into the calf, or the right foot all the way up into the thigh to come into our tree pose. Taking the hands to heart and inhaling the arms up with the palms together. Finding a point in front of you to keep your focus on to help keep your balance. Continuing to stretch the arms to the sky, almost as if there's a string pulling your fingers, connecting the heel all the way up to the fingertips. Staying here 15 counts today, 10 more counts left. If you fall out of the pose at any time, just slowly making your way back at your own pace. And exhaling the hands to heart, slowly releasing the foot back to the mat. Starting to draw weight onto your right foot now, coming into your variation of tree pose on the other side for Kasna. Again, whichever variation suits you today. Finding your balance, taking the hands to heart and inhaling the arms up with the palms together. Long, deep breaths. Strong focus. 10 more counts. And exhaling the hands to heart, slowly releasing the foot back to the mat. Again, just rocking back and forward on the feet, massaging the feet gently here. Inhaling the arms up, gazing past the thumbs. Exhaling and folding forward. Inhaling, looking up halfway, and exhaling, stepping or jumping the feet back. High plank to low plank, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling the right leg up, three-legged dog. And exhaling, stepping the right foot outside of the right hand as we're coming into our lizard pose. So we're going to try and make sure our knee is on top of our ankle here. So even if the foot's back a little bit, just making sure the knee's not going too far over or too far back. Trying to keep it nice and stacked. Once we're here, you can either stay here. If you feel you need, you can drop the knee, or take it. If you feel you can take it further, you can bring the chest down to the mat and come onto the elbows. Relaxing the neck, closing the eyes, long, deep breaths into your lizard. On each exhale, allowing the chest to fall that tiny bit further towards the mat. If you have the knee lifted, continuing to straighten that leg out, pressing the heel towards the back of the room. 5 more counts. And inhaling, coming onto the hands, exhaling, chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling the left leg up, three-legged dog. And exhaling, stepping the left foot outside of the left hand, coming into our lizard on the other side again, whichever variation suits you. You can have the knee down or having that foot wherever is comfortable. Then when you're ready, you can come down onto the elbows. Wherever you're at today with this pose, you may notice one side's a bit tighter than the other. That's completely fine. Long, deep breaths, closing the eyes. Five more counts. Inhaling onto the hands and exhaling, chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. And just pedaling the feet out here for a moment, side to side, stretching through the calves, the hamstrings. And when you're ready, we're going to step or jump the feet through, coming into a comfortable seated position. If you'd like to, you can just cross the shins, rocking back onto the tailbone, just at your own pace, making your way into a seated position. Squeezing the feet and knees together, engaging the feet, trying to get the toes pointing towards you if possible. Hands either side of the hips, lifting the chest, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, tucking the chin, closing the eyes. As we come into Dandasana, staff pose. In Dandasana, we feel our spine completely engaged from our tailbone all the way up to your neck. If you notice your spine starting to round here, lifting that chest even higher. Long, deep breaths. Inhaling the arms up And exhaling, folding forward, either clasping the shins or the big toes with pointer and thumb. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling and folding forward. Long deep breaths on each exhale, coming that little bit further. If you have your hands on the shins, making sure the feet are engaged, toes pointing towards you still here. Inhaling and looking up. Either taking the hands now to the mat outside of the shins or clasping the outsides of the feet and exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, looking up, and either repeating the same this time or taking the hands outside of the heels and exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, releasing the feet. Inhaling the arms up, pointing the fingers to the sky, and exhaling the hands all the way back behind you with the fingers pointing forward. As you start to press down through the hands and the heels, inhaling, lifting the hips into a reverse plank, dropping the head back, lifting those hips as high as you can here, a little bit higher. That's 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, releasing the hips to the mat, crossing the shins, rocking forward into a Vinyasa, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling and stepping or jumping the feet through the hands, taking both legs out in front of you. Keeping the left leg straight here, the toes pointing towards you, taking the right foot into the left thigh. Taking the right knee as close to the mat as you can, hands either side of the left shin. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, folding forward, either clasping the shin or the foot with one or both hands into Janu Sirsasana. Closing the eyes, letting go. Long, deep breaths through the nose. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling and swapping sides. This time taking the left foot into the right thigh, the left knee as close to the mat as you can. Hands either side of the right shin. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling and folding forward. Whichever variation suits you. Again, you'll notice one side is tighter than the other. That's completely fine. Closing the eyes. Letting go. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, releasing the foot, crossing the shins, rocking forward into a Vinyasa, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling and stepping or jumping the feet through the hands. This time taking the bottoms of the feet together, the knees out wide. Just making sure we have a bit of space here between the pelvis and the heels. We don't have those heels too close to us here. Clasping both feet with both hands. Inhaling and lifting the chest and exhaling, closing the eyes, relaxing the shoulders. And in each inhale, lifting that chest a little bit higher. On each exhale, dropping the knees a little bit further towards the mat. Again, long deep breaths here. Inhaling, looking up. And exhaling, folding forward. Now you can either keep the feet clasped here, or if you'd like to, straightening the arms out in front of you, relaxing the neck, closing the eyes. Again, long, deep breath. Inhaling and looking up. Exhaling, slowly coming up, crossing the shins and rocking forward into a Vinyasa, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling and stepping or jumping the feet through the hands, taking this time hugging the knees into the chest. As you lift the chest, straightening the spine, slowly starting to rock back, finding your balance here. And when you're ready, inhaling as you lift the knees, the shins parallel to the floor, squeezing the feet and knees together, arms to the side. If this is too much, feel free to take the hands under the thighs. Otherwise, keeping the arms to the side, lifting the chest. That's 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, crossing the shins, coming down. Inhaling, lifting the tailbone. Exhaling, releasing the tailbone, hugging the knees to chest for our second boat, lifting the chest, straightening the spine, rocking back, and inhaling, lifting into your second boat. For this one, if you can, starting to lift those feet a little bit higher, chest lifted still here. Long, deep breaths. It's 4, 5, crossing the shins, coming down, inhaling, lifting the tailbone. Exhaling, releasing the tailbone, hugging the knees to chest for our last boat, rocking back and inhaling, lifting into your last boat pose. Giving this one all you've got if you can, lifting the feet a little higher or straightening the legs completely into a full boat, chest lifted. It's 3, 4, 5, crossing the shins, rocking forward into a Vinyasa, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling and stepping or jumping the feet through the hands. This time taking the feet towards the front of the mat, hip width apart, big toes pointing slightly in. As you take your hips as close to your heels as you can, coming all the way down to your back, palms to the floor, tucking the chin to chest. And exhaling here. On your next inhale, lifting the hips into our first bridge pose, Udvadanarasana. You can either have the palms flat here, otherwise clasping the hands under the tailbone as you squeeze the shoulder blades and elbows towards each other, pressing those hips as high as you can. Making sure the feet and knees are hip width apart, almost like there's a soccer ball in between the feet and the knees, not too close, not too far apart. Continuing to lift those hips as high as you can. Not losing the breath still, long deep breaths and exhaling, releasing the hips to the mat. For your second round, inhaling the arms up, pointing the fingers to the sky. Exhaling here and inhaling, lifting the hips into our second bridge pose, Uttanasana. Remembering keeping the chin tucked into the chest, lifting those hips as high as you can. It's 4, 5, exhaling, releasing the arms and the hips to the mat. If wheel poses in your practice, feel free to come into your wheel now. Otherwise, inhaling the arms all the way over the head, resting the back of the hands flat on the floor. Exhaling here and inhaling, lifting the hips into your last bridge. Giving this one all you've got, pressing those hips as high as you can, a little bit higher. 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, releasing the hips to the mat, hugging the knees to chest, rocking side to side, back and forth, massaging the spine gently here. Taking the arms out wide with the palms facing down, keeping the knees hugged to the chest still. Inhaling here and exhaling the knees all the way to your right side. If you'd like to, closing the eyes, turning your head to the left. So you feel your spine twisting from your tailbone all the way up to your neck. Muscles getting stretched that rarely get stretched. Letting go into the twist. Inhaling the knees to chest and exhaling the knees all the way to your left side. Again, if you'd like to, closing the eyes, turning your head to the right. Making sure your neck, your shoulders, your jaw are completely relaxed. letting go into the twist. Inhaling the knees to chest. Hugging the knees into the chest, starting to rock back and forward. Long, big rocks from the tailbone all the way up to the neck. And on the next rock forward, coming all the way forward, stepping or jumping the feet back. Chaturanga Dandasana, high plank to low plank. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Just pedaling the feet out here for a moment, side to side, before we come into 3 rounds of our dolphin. From your downward dog, as we come into our dolphin, exhaling as we come down onto our elbows, onto our forearms. Making sure the elbows are sitting underneath the shoulders here. You can have the palms flat or clasping the hands together, keeping the head lifted. You can gaze between the forearms here. So we start to walk the feet towards the body, lifting the hips as high as you can, pressing down through the forearms, feeling the upper body strengthening here in our dolphin. That's 4, 5. Exhaling to child's pose, resting it out. We'll do 2 more rounds. Inhaling, downward dog. Exhaling onto the forearms for our second dolphin. This time, if you'd like to, inhaling the right leg up, straightening the leg, pointing the toes, lifting that leg as high as you can, making sure those elbows aren't too far apart still here, trying to keep them underneath the shoulders. That's 4, 5. Exhaling, child's pose, resting it out here. Inhaling, downward dog. Exhaling onto the elbows for our last dolphin. This time, if you'd like to, inhaling the left leg up, straightening the leg, pointing the toes, giving this one all you've got, pressing down through those forearms, really feeling that upper body strengthening here. It's 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, coming down to child's pose. This time coming into a wide-legged child's pose. Big toes together, the knees out wide, letting the chest melt to the floor. Inhaling, downward dog. Exhaling here and inhaling, stepping or jumping the feet to the hands, looking up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, coming all the way up, gazing past the thumbs, and exhaling to Samastihiti. So we're going to come into legs up the wall now, so just taking your mat up against the wall or a couch, just finding somewhere that's comfortable for you. Wherever you are, just taking your hips as close to the wall or the couch as you can. Both legs up the wall, letting them splay out a little bit. Arms to the side, palms facing up, closing the eyes, letting go here. As we take in all the benefits of this light inversion, as you feel the blood moving from your legs throughout your body, increasing circulation, strengthening the heart, calming the mind. Again, closing the eyes. We'll stay here for about another minute. hugging the knees to chest. So you allow yourself to fall to your right side. And when you're ready, slowly starting to make your way up into a comfortable seated position with the legs crossed. Keeping the eyes closed still here and the hands out over the knees, palms facing up, gently connecting pointer and thumb. Relaxing the shoulders but keeping the spine as straight as you can. As you bring your complete focus now to the breath. Longer, deeper inhales and exhales through the nose, one after another. As we prepare to come into some pranayama, some yogic breathing. Today for pranayama, we're going to do a deep breathing exercise. Going to make our inhales last 5 counts. Hold the breath in 5 counts. Make our exhales last 5 counts. And hold the breath out 5 counts. I'll talk you through the first round, exhaling here. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding the breath in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And holding the breath out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, repeating this, we'll do another 5 more rounds, going at your own pace, inhaling. Holding the breath in. Exhaling. Holding the breath out. Inhaling. 4 more rounds. If you feel you can extend it out to 6 or 7 counts, feel free to do so. Holding the breath in. Exhaling. Holding the breath out. Inhaling. Holding the breath in. Exhaling. Holding the breath out. Inhaling. Holding the breath in. Exhaling. Holding the breath out. One more round. Inhaling. Holding the breath in. Exhaling. Holding the breath out. And when you're ready, just allowing the breath to return back to normal. So we take 3 deep inhales and exhales now again, just through both nostrils. If you like to, you can exhale through the mouth on these. Letting out a sigh. One more. Really let it out on this last breath. And when you're ready now at your own pace, keeping your eyes closed, starting to make your way down onto your back as we prepare for Shavasana. Letting your hands and feet splay out to the sides with the palms facing up. Again, keeping the eyes closed still as you let your hands and feet splay out to the sides, feeling each point of your body meeting with the earth. So you feel your body melting into the earth. So we begin to let go, letting go of anything you may be holding on to. Letting go of negative energy, letting go of negative emotions. Letting go of the past, and letting go of the future. So you allow yourself to be completely present in this very moment. So you begin now to let go of the body, starting from the toes, the feet, the ankles, letting go. The calves, the knees, the thighs, letting go. The hips, the abdomen, the lower back, letting go. All the way up the spine to the upper back, the shoulders, the chest, letting go. Down the arms, through the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the hands, the fingers, letting go. The back of the neck, the throat, the jaw, the cheeks, the eyes, the whole of the face, and the top of the head, letting go. So you use this time to heal and rejuvenate as you relax into Shavasana. Stay here for a few more minutes and I'll let you know when to return. And just gently starting to wriggle the fingers and toes, rocking your head from side to side. Stretching the arms out over your head, giving your whole body a stretch, from the fingers to the toes. Hugging the knees to chest, as you allow yourself to fall to your left or right side, coming into a fetal position. Keeping the eyes closed still. So you take a moment here to allow the mind to return to the body. And when you're ready, slowly making your way up into a comfortable seated position with the legs crossed. Again, closing the eyes, taking the hands to heart. So we take a moment here to reflect back on the intention that you set at the beginning of today's practice. Taking a moment here to show gratitude. Gratitude towards yourself and your practice today. So we'll close the practice just as we opened it, with one Om all together, inhaling through the nose. Rubbing the palms together, getting some warmth into the hands and placing the palms over the eyes. So you feel the warmth in the eyes. Taking the hands to heart. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaste.